how much you maybe read and see and believe in. Yeah, I agree with a lot of what he says. But I say it's over time. When I look back to 5 years ago, I think, Jesus, what a mature guy I was. Immature. Even though back then I wasn't for my age, but I look back and I was like, oh God, what did I do there? And maybe in 5 years' time I look back at it now and say, how immature I am again. So yeah, to a certain extent he's right, I would say.
Okay, great. And I told you about a book, Chang Wei Lee's Native Speaker.
Yeah.
And I explained the protagonist to you. He's his name is Henry, and he's Korean and married to an American woman. He feels like a stranger within this American society because he's always recognized as a Korean because of his outer appearance and because of his behavior. Do you feel like a stranger?
No.
In between your German family?
No, I don't feel like a stranger, not at all. I think the Korean, the only unfortunate about him is because the face of him will always look like a Korean or in the direction of a Chinese or Japanese person or whatever. But I think it's more down to himself, I have to say. It's how he's. If he goes out every day thinking I'm not going to be accepted and I'm not being accepted, then he won't be. If he goes out with just a proper attitude of just saying, well, I'm an American now and I adapt to the culture and I just will live the rest of my life like an American, nobody can affect what he thinks. So I think what he's thinking is really down to him himself.
Yeah.
If he wants to be known as a person in America and being accepted as one, he can. But it's down to his more perception of himself. I think he's more paranoid about his own himself than everybody else around it. So he pays less attention to who he is and just go along with the flow of the culture that's there, then it will be fine. And as you asked me about Ireland and Germany, no, I don't feel like it. It's just no, I just feel fine. Of course, without the language, I feel a little bit like, where am I, like a foreigner or something like that. But I made it my business to learn the language when I met Sarah because I thought, well, I'm going to marry her and be with her, so I have to learn the language. And so, and as for this feeling of when I go, just for example, when I arrive in Weze and go around Germany for a week or two, no, I don't have that at all. Not at all. They know when I speak I'm not German, but I don't get the feeling that they get back to me, like look at him, or any strange things. Usually Ireland or Irish people are very welcomed all over the world. So I'm actually very proud when they say to me, are you Irish or English? And I say I'm Irish because usually they usually give you a big warm welcome, shake your hand, and that's not only in Hampton because it's a small town. I've been to America, I've been all over the place, big cities and everything, and once they hear you're Irish, they usually have a big smile and say you're welcome. And so it's not that I expected, oh, I'm Irish now, so I'm a cool guy or whatever. It's just, it comes natural with our culture, I think, because of being Ireland. I don't know why. But that's it. There's not really much more for me to say about that. It's just, no, I don't feel like it, I have to say.
Yeah.
And with the Korean guy, it's more down to himself. If you have it in the back of like the Germans, somehow maybe not your age or the younger ones, but I'd be definitely the older generation would always have in the back of the mind where Germans have a paranoia about that when they go to a different country because of what happened. But I think it's more down to the person. You can have a German who says, I don't care about that, and he will always get by, or one who's always sticking in the back of their mind, being afraid to speak and being afraid either welcome or not, and they'll always suffer because they're worried about what they're going to get where they go. Yeah. So that's all I would say to that.
Great.
Enough.
You just said something about America. Have you been to America?
Yeah, family all over America.
Oh.
Yeah, I've been to America. I went to America in 1999 for my cousin's wedding. And I'm going again in 2011. We want to go this year, but it didn't happen with the pregnancy, but we're going in 2 more years, yeah.
Okay, and do you know any cultural differences between American and Irish culture? Could you name one or two, or stereotypes you know about the American culture?
Yeah, it's just the culture itself. They're very much. I feel it's 10 years ago now. I was only there for 2.5 weeks. Of course, I have family and I meet them every year in Ireland, but they're in Ireland. They don't act like an American when they're here because they do what we do.
Yeah.
But they're basically doing the same. I mean, what I know is the houses are always the things you don't have. The different style houses and furniture is way different to Ireland and Germany. They have carpets and all, very like a dollhouse. When you go into a house, I don't like that. It's all horrible. Right, they spell the words different to they have American English, not English, Irish English or British English, so they talk differently. Like you can say for cigarettes in Ireland, whoever smokes would say, can I have a box of fags? In Germany, in Ireland, in America, when you ask for a box of fags, you're asking for 10 gay people. Because a fag is a gay person over there, so you have to be very careful when they spell the words. Like to spell neighbour in Ireland or in anywhere in Europe would be Neighbour, but in America it's BOR at the end. They leave out the U, and do that with loads of words. They're very different. So, but that's for the culture in itself. No, they do a lot of things about what Germany and Ireland do. They like the barbecues. They enjoy the summer. And they go to work there. They are, for work wise and security wise and money wise, they're even maybe worse than the Germans. They have to have their house and so much money in the bank and their job and their priority before they'll ever think of having a child or living.
Yeah.
Or going on a holiday.
Yeah.
I can't go. They could have 500,000 in the bank, but they can't go on holiday because they can't afford it. So it's even more extreme than the German culture, I would say, in that way, without being offensive to the Americans or the Germans. But and it's not also a bad thing; it's a good thing as well that they want to don't take care of it. I can't give you anything. I was only there for 2.5 weeks, and I was 19 at the time, so I can't remember much more. Not really. They just no, it was okay.
Okay, but so you would agree that language is an important.
Yeah, be careful what you speak, how you speak. You know, when you they have a dress code as well. You have to dress good when you go. Even for a simple meal, you cannot go in with tracksuits into a restaurant and they won't allow you in. You have to leave a tip. If you don't leave a tip, they live on the tips. If you don't leave a tip, you're not welcome again. They tell you, they come out to the door and tell you, you know, hey, whatever, you know. So those things are very different, you know. With the language, as I said, you have to be careful about how you speak, how over there. And again, if you use any bad language, like, you know, the bad words, you're really looked at with two heads. So even if you say make a mistake with a word, they kind of all you hear pause in the room. So it's a big deal about that as well. So it could be only in my family, but I was around a lot of people because there was a wedding I was there, and I think I got a vibe like we really had to walking on eggshells, and really be careful all the time. And I didn't like that somehow. But the rest was okay. It was nice.
Great. Thank you very much for giving me the interview.
You're welcome. Is that it? Good.
Thanks.